One of my friends, when she was trying to apply, I think the total that my friend applied would be less than 10, and she already has a job. Yes, it wasn't even up to 10, because when we had some, I
Wow.
looked for specific, yeah, I looked Association of Trusts in London. Like, when I did a little research, they don't recruit international nurses. So if you
Hmm.
just waste your time sending to them, they'll just give that World Health Organization red list country.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
What I learned is find a support group, join a
Hmm.
group. Those group will always give you link of some NHS trust recruiting international nurses at a period of time. There's always, what
Hmm.
I learned is that there's always a period of time that a particular trust will be recruiting. Just time them. Maybe this trust is recruiting, like my trust. I'm not going to mention the name of my trust. They were recruiting massively at a particular point in time. Like,
Wow.
massive. They recruited a lot of people.
Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now, if you just see my face for the first time, then it means that you're new here. Thank you for clicking on this video. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys for coming back to watch my videos. Now, in today's episode, we have a very, very important guest, a very special person in the name of Dami. Now, Dami is a registered nurse in the UK. She has just relocated very recently, and she's also a YouTuber. So I'll be leaving her link in the description box. You guys just go show her so much love, guys. Subscribe to her channel as well and support her. So today she's going to be telling us about her experience so far in the UK and things that she wished that she knew before relocating to the UK. I'm just going to allow her introduce herself first. So, do you want to tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, hi guys, my name is Dami, but I love to be called Lola. So I've been in
Hi.
North quite a while now, and I just recently relocated to the United Kingdom to become a registered nurse. Although I'm still in the process of being a registered nurse in the UK here, but it's been fun so far, and yeah, I'm
Great.
just here to see what the UK got for us.
When did you move into the UK? How long have you been here for?
I think just a couple of months.
And was UK your initial plan, or was it just like, a diversion? Because for many people, it's like UK didn't start off with like UK, but along the line they just said, okay, UK is easier. Let me just
Yes, I
use
think that
it.
is easier. And as at the time, I was doing something else, and I really wanted to go somewhere else, but things were not working out the way I wanted. So, and in the space of less than 6 months, I just started the UK process, and it just went straight up. And yeah, I'm here now.
Nice, nice. Really, I think that this UK thing, even me too, when I started, it wasn't like UK that was like my first option. But
Okay.
then the other one I was doing was taking loads of time and just like, a blink of an eye. I think it took me like 6 to 8 months to get here.
Wow.
And the 6 to 8 months was basically like job application struggle now, where you keep applying and applying and applying and applying. There was even a time along the line I gave up with applying. Like for a month, I wasn't really applying for any job at all. And I don't know what happened again. I think someone tried to encourage me, and then I just felt like, boy, this country that we are in, it's not progressing forward. So I picked up the pace again, and so that lapse in between stretched my time. Maybe 6 months would have just been fine. Oh, I mean, you've recently relocated to the UK. How has it been settling down? Like, what challenges have you had so far trying to settle down? Have you had any challenges at all? Has it been like, very easy peasy and stuff?
Yeah, I've got a
What's it
couple.
been like?
Yeah, it's. I think when I came, I came when it was spring. It was cold. I was telling people that spring was really cold for me, and
Okay.
people were laughing at me that how can you say spring is cold? What would you do when it comes to summer, to winter? As in, and it was really cold, and
Yeah.
I was cold. I don't like cold at all. So it really frustrated me because I always had to put on my heat. I always was
Wow.
cardigan. It really, really frustrated me. I don't like cold at all. And for
This spring.
yes, so in that May, June,
Ah.
February, like I was bored. I was just all by myself. I don't think in a while,
Wow.
because coming from Nigeria, I wasn't all by myself. I was living with so many people, so I had to come here living all by myself, staying all by myself. Everywhere is quiet. Like it was a transition for me, but now I can say that I'm coping and I'm better.
And here everybody like minds their business and stuff. It's not really like like Nigeria, where I mean, at least someone will walk up to you and be like, "Oh, what's up? What's up?" You don't really get that here. I
You
don't know if
don't.
it's different where you are, but I mean, here people mind their business to a great fault.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. When you look outside, I used to make jest of my friends and when they take pictures. And when they look outside, when I see the pictures, I don't see people outside. I tell them, "Do you live alone in your streets? There's nobody at the background in your picture." Like, how do you guys? And so the reality dawned on me when I came here. It was just the same thing. You could just be walking, whenever you want to have a view from your window, you see nobody, just
Yeah.
trees, the green pastures.
Let's talk about the main reason for doing this video, which is like things you wish you knew before relocating to the UK. It could be in terms of your application process. I don't know if you booked your flights yourself or doing your visa application. It could be anything generally, the whole application process. Is there anything that you wish you knew that you could have done better while you were doing your application process? Maybe someone could learn from it, or someone that's trying to make the same mistake can actually learn as well.
Yeah, I
So,
think I'll talk about the application process. I think one has
okay.
to actually be intentional about applying. I applied for roughly maybe a month and a half or 2 months, and I was able to get a slot. For me, first off, do not just go to track and apply everywhere. You hear people saying they have 100 applications, 200 applications. I feel like
1,000 applications.
my dear, I feel like it's too much. You just keep applying to any job you see. I don't think it works like that. What I learned is find a support group, join a
Hmm.
group. Those group will always give you link of some NHS trust recruiting international nurses at a period of time. There's always what
Hmm.
I learned is that there's always a period of time that a particular trust will be recruiting. Just time them. Maybe this trust is recruit like my trust. I'm not going to mention the name of my trust. They were recruiting massively at a particular point in time. Like
Wow.
massive, they recruited a lot of people. So, and I know some other trusts. There was a time also this a trust in, not, I don't want to mention it, but just look out for a group, join a group. There are always time that those trusts are recruiting. Of course, I'm not going to say that you shouldn't do randomly, but be more intentional about
Yeah.
application other than just applying everywhere. Everybody you see, once they say they are looking for band 5 nurses, you just apply. That way you just keep applying and applying and you just talk. But once you're intentional about it, make a list of say 10 trusts that are recruiting international nurses. Send them a cold mail.
Yeah.
A cold mail is the one you just look for their maybe HR, and then you just go ahead to send them a mail. Send them a cold mail and tell them that you are this, you've done your CBT, you've done your IELTS, you want to come to the United Kingdom. Good thing is that they will reply you. Some might take a while before they reply. Some will reply within a short period of time. I got my actually 3 cold
Yeah.
mail. So they'll tell you we are recruiting now, we'll be recruiting in the next 2 months. That way you don't waste your time unnecessarily. So I just think get the cold mail of trust that recruit
Yeah.
national nurses, join a group. So another idea I use is once I was in a group. So when some set of people will be saying they need interview for this particular trust, you see like 10 people saying they need interview. So I know that in my head, oh, this trust is actually recruiting. Immediately I just go to track or Indeed and I apply immediately. And trust me, those I got a couple of slots even after I got
Hmm.
my trust. I still get messages still now because I was just a bit intentional about it. But it didn't take out the fact that I also was just applying randomly. I applied about say 30 randomly,
Hmm.
and unfortunately you will get it. That one alone, the way it works a negative way on your psyche. And
Yes, I mean, like these things you actually said. To be honest, I didn't really know about it. I know about like sending direct emails. I used to just call it like direct emails to those recruiters. Exactly. That's even how I got this job. I had so
okay,
many. I had like 4 different jobs like on track. But
okay,
this particular one that I ended up following was not from track. I actually sent a mail to the recruiter and the HR, and then I got a reply after like few days, and that was how we just went on with the process. I mean, it's really nice to actually hear because from what you just said now, it's like don't go ahead applying for like several millions of
like
jobs. It's
apply
about
for
it's about using your sense, right?
yes, Association of Trusts in London. Like when I did
Yeah.
a little research, they don't recruit international nurses. So if you
Hmm.
just waste your time sending to them, they'll just give you the red. What's that red something something like that World Health Organization red list country?
Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
They're lots of them, don't even waste your time. Do research, find out this trust. They don't. There are like many of them, especially in London. They do not. They form like a, I don't know, maybe like a coalition or something, and they do not want to be. Yeah. So I don't. Once I see those trusts, I don't even bother about them. And I think people will just, once they see that they are recruiting, they'll just go ahead. And then you keep having so many
unfortunate emails.
Yeah.
Things that people don't really want to make like inquiries. People
Yeah.
are these days. I find that people are actually very lazy with applying for jobs. They'll prefer someone that will just bring like a job to them and say, okay, apply, see job, take. They don't want to like make inquiries like, okay, what's this job looking for, or what am I supposed to be looking for in this application and stuff. I think this is a very, very good tip that people would actually, pick on. It's not really about how much you're applying for. It's like going for quality rather than quantity.
Yes.
Like what you just said.
Like one of my friends, when she was trying to apply, I think the total that my friend applied would be less than 10, and she already has a job. Yes, it wasn't even up to 10, because when we had some, I look for specific trusts that are recruiting, and I just sent it to her. And about in less than 4-5 applications, she got a slot for an interview, and she had gotten the job for specific trusts that are recruiting, and I just sent it to her. And about in less than 4-5 applications, she got a slot for an interview, and she had gotten the job.
Wow.
Yeah, so those groups, for me, the group are important. Just look at those groups. You'll see people talking about it. Do you have interview slots for these people? Just know that these people are recruiting at the moment, and just join the train also because there's a time it closes. Just hop on the train, send your stuff to them, and
wonderful.
Yeah.
So I'm sure people would want to find out, like, you talked about searching for this trust that recruit and stuff. Is it just something that you can go on Google to find out, or is there a particular way to actually search for those trusts in question?
Yes, I think that you can go on Google and type NHS trusts recruiting international nurses, or care homes recruiting international nurses, and you get a list of them. I don't want to mention them, but I know a list of them. Then I feel like your best bet is to join a group, WhatsApp groups. There are lots of groups on Telegram. Join a Telegram group or WhatsApp group where people will always post about jobs, or where they're asking questions about interview questions whatsoever. Once you join those groups, you can see in a day you will see like 5 people saying that they need interview questions for this trust. Just try your hands on those trusts that people are always talking about, and yes, just try your hands on them.
Just doing the whole like relocation thing very, very, they're keeping like a secret. Some people, when you tell them, oh, ask this, yes, some people, when you tell them ask this, they'll tell you that no, they don't want anybody to know about it. They're just being solo. There are advantages and disadvantages, and I think there are more disadvantages, because you won't get information if you're doing that particular thing. It's just like nurses coming to the UK to study, not knowing that they can actually come directly to work. But because they were doing underground, they didn't want anybody to know. They ended up spending a lot of money and wasting time coming to study, and then when they got here, they now found out that they could have just come through work. So yes, I think it has its upside. Some people tell you village people, they don't want village people to know about their. To be honest, I feel like you have a better bet of getting a job when you send like a direct email to those recruiters than when you're applying on track, because on track there are loads of people applying for that same job. But when you're able to get the email address of that recruiter and you send them that mail, they are more likely to see it first, right? It's like sourcing out information from like thousands of
and
information available to you.
Yes, and they will tell
you
at the time. They will tell you, and then they will now tell you when they are recruiting.
I've even learned something. I've learned something today. Nice. So, in terms of your visa application process, how did that go? How long did it take you to get your visa?
Yeah, at the time there was this delay because of the war, and it took at least a month, I think. But now I think everything's fine now. People are taking less than 10 days. They're still they've
even brought out that they've started that priority visa thing again recently.
So then it just took a while, but it wasn't stressful it wasn't stressful to apply. For me, it wasn't stressful, but the only bit there was that there was just this anxiety because you had to wait for that long period of time. That was just about it.
Exactly.
But now I don't think people have to worry about waiting for so long any longer.
So, did your trust pay for your? Did they do any relocation package for you? Did they pay for your flight or your visa, or did they say come and then they will replace your money?
Well, they paid a bit and I did a bit, so I'll get my refund back from them, and they did a bit. So, yeah, there was a mutual affair.
In terms of like the whole relocation thing, it's similar to what we just talked about. If there's something you feel like, or if you are given an opportunity to do something different from like what you did during your application process or your relocation process, is there something that you would have changed or you would like to change if you were given that opportunity?
Okay, well, maybe because
Maybe
of
something you could have done differently.
yeah, maybe because of the rush of trying to get a job, everybody just stumbled on whichever offer comes to you. I think maybe one would have considered high cost area, low cost area. If this trust is paying based on experience, how is there? Maybe those one or two things. But quite frankly, I think I'm okay where I am. No regrets. But looking back, there are a lot of things to have considered, especially if you have a family. Do you want to stay with your family in London? I am not in London, by the way, but I'm just saying, do you want to stay with your family in London? It might be so expensive, especially when you're coming, you won't have so much. Do you want to stay in the northern parts, which you're able to fend for your family, get nice houses, even at a better rate? So those things really matter.
Cheaper, like way cheap.
Yeah, but because we are really trying to get a job, like at that point, like every other part of our senses are just locked out of reasoning. So people do not really consider all of
You're
this.
trying to apply for anything, you don't even care.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Honestly, it's a very important point. Very important. People find out that when they not get that job and they come over here, they now start seeing things that they wish they made proper research in terms of maybe cost of living, or those that come in their family, they start seeing that houses are very expensive.
Yeah.
And if it's like someone that has like kids with different genders, where you have to get like different rooms, and the more rooms the more money, so all those things they start regretting their decisions. So yeah, I think it's a very good, very valid point that you said.
The housing part is a big deal here, like a big deal. Housing is a big deal here. If you're not careful to take off the whole money you have.
Yes, I mean, if you're earning, let's say you're earning 1,500 as your monthly salary, you get houses, especially this area that we're living in. A room, you can see a room for like 1.5.
A room.
If you're not even careful, you can see a studio for 1.5. Yes, like a room and like one room, a bedroom. You can see a bedroom for like 1.5. If you're not careful, you see a studio for 1.5. A studio apartment. So I mean, if you don't make your researches properly, you're just desperately looking for a job. Especially like if you have family attached and you have kids, you enter one chance so then you reach it. Because yes, you start regretting it basically, because by the time you come here, you find out that you're using all your money on rent, and then you won't have anything for your family. Question. Where the trust you got, are they sponsoring like dependents as well? Does their sponsorship cover you if you want to, like, they have dependents you want to bring over? Because there's some employers that don't.
No, I think like trust, they always have that coverage for your dependents.
There is one that I know. I don't know if they've changed it anyways. One of the first people I got serious with, they weren't given sponsorship for dependents, and that was what made many people then that were doing the stuff with me at the time, made many of them leave. They started going to look for other places.
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like their own issue then was it had been a while they like tried to recruit internationally. So when they were trying to start recruiting again, I think they were not really familiar with the whole process and stuff. So they were really staggering. Honestly, they lost a lot of people that period, because people were like, how will you give me serious that I cannot use my, used to bring my dependents? Most of them had like, they were married and they had kids and stuff. So
yeah, I had my so my friend specifically told me to, go and check if that was
very important to check with. I think that's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that people should know as well. When they give you a COS, make sure you look at that how do they put it, that sponsorship part that has Y, be dependent, Y
Yeah.
or
Why?
N. Y says yes, N says no. You don't look at it. Or you have to bring your family members. You're going to spend a whole lot of money bringing them, like,
Yes,
and
you will.
stuff. I think the last question I have is, what advice would you give to people trying to relocate, or nurses trying to relocate as well, or those that have recently relocated? I think it's grouped into two sections. So what advice would you give to people that are trying to relocate first?
Don't come to the UK with the whole mindset that you're coming to make billions and so much money yet. As a when
Yeah.
like maybe during your first year or first 6 months, you might have to
Mm-hmm.
just try to adjust. But maybe with time things will get better. It's not really it's better, it's a good place, but come with an open mind so that whatever you see you're not so disappointed. Things get
Yeah.
better, but at the first instance you might have the shocker of your salary, the tax, the bills, yeah,
Yeah.
accommodation, the amount you need to pay for your accommodation, food. I feel like food is so cheap here, so
Yeah, food is the cheapest.
yes, you won't have issues with it, but your accommodation, your bills, your tax, you want to learn something. Maybe you want to go for swimming lessons. You're going to be paying almost, I think the one I wanted to do the other day, I was paying almost £84 for it. So you're going to
Wow.
pay a lot for every other thing aside food. And they might
Yeah.
take a toll on your salary, especially at that point. You might not, when you come newly, you might not be able to do bank shifts, you might not be able to do agency, all of those
Yeah,
things.
because you have to sign your competencies first.
Yeah, so you have to, manage with the little you have. And of course, in
Mm.
managing what you have, you still have to pay for your rent and your bills. So that shocker that, oh, more, I need to still be managing, is really a thing. But with time, I think that thing gets better.
Yeah, really, it gets better because by the time you start signing your competencies, then your trust starts, opening you up to taking bank shifts. And then
Yeah.
from there, you keep developing yourself and your competencies. And before you know, you can probably start doing agencies. But I think that one also works if your trust accepts you taking jobs outside, because there are some trusts that don't allow you to do agency shifts.
It doesn't matter because your visa allows you to do all the shifts outside.
There's some trusts that's put in their contract though. So that's another thing people have to check. You have to make sure your contract states that you are allowed to work with other trusts, because I mean they are your sponsors, so it's busy, whatever they tell you that you're going to do.
That's
Literally.
true. That's true.
Yeah, they're your sponsors. If they take their CS from you, you're done.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so that's another thing people have to look out for. Make sure that when you're signing your contract, your trust probably withdraws their CS from you. And problems will follow. Village people will find you in the UK.
Problems enough for us. Amigo.
A very, very, very interesting session. And I feel like many people would have learned a lot of things. Even me, I picked things from the things that you said I didn't know about. Yeah, it's been a very wonderful one. And it's been lovely to have you here. Thank you for sparing your time. Even though I delayed you, thank you for
Oh, come on.
still
It's
holding
not.
on. I mean, like, I told you 10, and from 10, 12. So, yeah, thank you. Some people would have just said, no, I have other things to do.
No, it's okay.
Guys, I hope you've learned one thing or the other from this vlog. And like I said, I'll be leaving Dami's channel link down
Yeah.
here. What's the name of the channel? Let them hear.
Link by Lola. So you can just search of Lola. Or Link by Lola.
Yeah.
LIN.
And I'll also put it in the description box as well, so that they can click and subscribe to your channel to follow up on what you're doing. She has so many fun things planned up for you guys. So just subscribe and follow her, and
We are still not building.
hey, now that's not how you start now. People start
Yeah,
subscribing
sure.
and
Definitely.
confident for content and stuff. Okay, so thank you very much for coming, and I hope we can do more of this, a different topic.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
it's really been lovely.
Thank you, Sandra.
Alright, so we've come to the end, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as well. And don't forget to also go to Dami's channel to subscribe as well. And see you in our next content. Take care. Bye.